This is probably going to be the longest video that I've ever going to do. So, what's up guys? I'm back with another video. Happy Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas Eve, I should say. So, today, I'm going to be doing my 25 movies that I've watched all this December, ranked from the worst to best. And then tomorrow, I will have my Christmas haul of 2021. So, yeah, like I said, I'm going to be ranking the 25 Christmas movies that I've seen this year from the worst to the best. My list isn't just my list, it's just my list, and I would love to hear yours in the comments. So, yeah, without further ado, let's get started. I have my list here of the Christmas movies I've seen, so let's get on to it. So, coming in last place is A Christmas Story 2. Why is this movie a thing? I don't get it. It takes place, I did some research on this movie, and it takes place 7 years after the event. So the first movie, and oh my god, it's just... What do I say about this movie? It's just... This movie is not fun. It's not even as good as the original Christmas Story. It's just bad. Just plain old bad. Yeah, it's just basically just Ralphie destroying a car, trying to pay a fine for it. Yeah, it's just not very good. Just don't watch it. Okay, so coming at 25th place is, it's a new recent movie that came out on HBO Max around November, I believe, and that's 8-Bit Christmas starring Neil Patrick Harris. Again, this is basically like a ripoff to A Christmas Story. It doesn't make any sense. If they were trying to make any jokes, it's not funny. Just Steve Hain from Die of a Wimpy Kid. Oh my god, that's even worse. This movie is... Again, they're trying to tell a story of how, the Nintendo was such a popular thing back in the 80s. And it just did not work. It's just... God, it's really, really bad. Just stay away from all these movies I have. And there's only 5 of them that or 4 of them. I really just don't care for. Let's see. 24th place is Jingle All the Way 2. This one and this last one is the only bad one. This movie, it stars Larry the Cable Guy, which replaces Arnold Schwarzenegger, because Arnold Schwarzenegger was supposed to be in Jingle All the Way 2, but they had to replace him with Larry the Cable Guy, and... to me, Larry the Cable Guy, this is one of his worst movies I've ever seen. It just basically takes place about... It's just about Larry the Cable Guy's character having a daughter with an ex-wife, and this guy that's trying to be his daughter's stepdad, but although when it comes to what the plot's about, what the plot is just basically Larry the Cable Guy gonna try to go around getting his daughter what he wants for Christmas. But apparently the stepdad figured that out, but here's the worst part of the movie. The stepdad was so greedy, he had to just take every single Harrison the Talking Bear. That's what the toy is. This movie is just about greed. Just trying to hoard everything, and everyone else just not getting it. It's just bad. Just plain old bad. Again, just stick with the original. Just don't watch this movie. It's just block. Alright, so coming in 23rd place, this movie came out on Disney Plus on November 12th, Disney Plus 2-year anniversary. Home Sweet Home Alone. Basically, this franchise is dead, because this movie was not good. It takes place in the same universe as the first 2 Home Alone films, where 3rd, 4th, and 5th are not a thing. This movie just did not work. This movie just did not work. The main character that they tried to put in with a 10-year-old kid was terrible. He's greedy, do not care about anyone else, It's just really bad. Just don't watch this movie, please. So now that's the garbage out of the way. Now we're getting to good. Into really good. So coming in 22nd. Now you guys might be surprised after this, but my 22nd is A Christmas Story. Now, this movie, to me, it's alright, but I just never grew up with this movie at all. It's just, I first watched this movie when I was like, when I was about like 13 or 12, and I just really just could not get into this. I thought it was just weird, dumb, had a whole bunch of crybabies, and that just, it was annoying. Just, again, not bad, but it's just had annoying kids in it that just makes me feel like I should go deaf. Just, that's it. But the story was good. The characters, the actors, actresses were great. And the lamp statue, that's pretty fun. That's the only good part. That's a good part. So, yeah, so coming in 21st is How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the 2000 with Jim Carrey. I was expecting something out of it, but just like after Man on the Moon, just like everything that Jim Carrey did just fell apart. It's just he went on this like 20-year loop with Dumb and Dumber 2, which is bad, but he finally redeemed after 20 years with Sonic the Hedgehog, which is let's just not talk about it. It's just it's trying to tell a different story from the 1966, which is much longer than 1996. So yeah, again, this movie is just trying to retell the original classic, but I thought it was just okay. The story that they try to tell, like the Grinch's flashback from when he was a kid when he first started to hate Christmas, I thought it was okay. Could have been better, but to me it's alright. So 20th. And this movie's at 20th for a reason, and that's Elf. The reason why Elf is lower than you expected, but again, there's a reason. First off, the story, it's okay. James Caan as Buddy's dad, he is greedy, just greedy, and they had to cast Will Ferrell as the main character, Buddy the Elf. Just to be honest, I hate Will Ferrell. Every single movie that I've ever watched of him is just horrible, trash, just sucks. Just every single movie that Will Ferrell is in sucks. Just, Will Ferrell is like this man-child that just cannot be quiet. He cannot just stop being a child in any single one of his movies. It just annoys me so bad. So, yeah, so that's the reason why Elf is at 20th. So, coming in 19th place is Fray Clause. Now, to me, I think this movie's good. I say it's good, but not great. It takes place, it's like the telling of Santa Claus, but it tells about Santa Claus's brother, Fray Clause, which, stars Vince Vaughn and Paul Giamatti as the lead roles, which I thought was pretty good. It has like this nice tale of like brothers trying to reconnect because they weren't so close during their childhood. But it tells a nice story. I enjoy it. It has a nice ending to it. 18th. Now this movie I saw for the first time this year. Office Christmas Party with Jason Bateman, Jennifer Aniston, and T.J. Miller. I thought this movie was funny. It was such a hilarious movie. I wasn't expecting much of it, but just it's such an amazing time with these characters trying to get into some Christmas spirit at their office that they work in. And it's just, it's so funny. If you guys never seen it, wait until next year to watch it because there's basically no time at all. Or if you can, just watch it on Netflix or something. So, coming in 17th place is The Santa Claus with Tim Allen. This movie, I've only seen once, and that was a long time ago, and then I rewatched it. And I thought it was, it's such a weird telling of the Santa Claus character. So, what this basically is about about a guy named Scott Calvin and his son realizing that they're Santa Claus. So basically, it's just like they hear something on the roof, they check, they see Santa Claus. Tim Allen's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" Then just Santa Claus falls down, disappears, and then Tim Allen's character becomes Santa Claus. That's just basically the premise. Which I think it's pretty interesting of how like a normal human being becoming like one of the famous people of all time. Just it's pretty interesting. I enjoy it. But Santa Claus Turn 3 are not on this list for for a personal reason, because they're trash. No one watched the sequels, only watched the first one. Such a classic. So coming in 16th place is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Now, yes, the reason why Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is lower because like it's like the lowest I've ever seen. Yeah, it's just I've only seen Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer around like 3 or 4 times in my life. Just that's it. It's just to me like now again, this is just my opinion, but to me like the cast of characters that they try to bring in, I think the voice acting is kind of downgraded after the past like what 60 years or so, because this came out in 1965. Yeah, 65 probably. Just yeah, to me it's like it's outdated. It could have like redone it. The puppets of characters that they try to do, I just could not get into it. Just yeah, it's good for me. Yes, I say it's good. So coming in 14th place is Home Alone 3. Now, to me, this is one of the only good Home Alone sequels that are not bad. But Home Alone 1 and 2, we'll talk about that later. So, yeah, Home Alone 3 is just like a basic telling where it doesn't involve any of the original characters from the first 2 Home Alone films. And introduces this new kid, Alex, that realizes that that there's a bunch of people are trying to look for his toy car that's like a chip inside for like what, $10 million. But then when he sees them just trying to break into places and trying to find the car, and when he tries to call the cops, they don't believe him. But he was able to get it under his force, and I think it's just good. I say it's good. Some other people say it might not, but to me it's good. So coming in 13th place is Illumination's The Grinch. Now this has a warm heart feeling in like the second act in this movie. Or in the third act. I can't remember. But this movie I thought was better than the Jim Carrey version. It tells like a nice story. It just has like nice big plots in it that just fits in better with the Grinch character of like, it tells like a better backstory to his character, which I thought it was interesting for the Grinch to be played as Benedict Cumberbatch as you all know, Doctor Strange. It's just, yeah, I thought it was just an interesting way to retell the Grinch. I thought it was interesting. So coming in 12th place is Jingle All the Way. This movie to me is funny. I've seen it like what, 7 times after I first watched it in 2018. Yeah, I watched it in 2018. Don't just don't. So yeah, I thought this movie was funny. Arnold Schwarzenegger character just going out finding a toy for his son, the Turboman doll. It's Turbo time, but everywhere else is sold out. So he's trying to find a way to lie to his family and find that doll for himself, for his son. So, yeah, I thought it was just it's a fun movie to watch for the holidays, and I really need to get it on Blu-ray. I don't have it on Blu-ray. I don't know why. So coming in 11th place is Miracle on 34th Street, the 1947. I have not seen the remake that came out in '94. Why? Sorry. Could not get to it, but it's like a nice telling of like when hold on, let me get my train of thought going. So it just basically tells like this random guy comes out of the street, replacing Santa Claus for the Macy's Thanksgiving Parade back in '47, and just like trying to tell the story of like this guy is saying, "Hey, I'm Santa Claus," but other people just do not believe him. But then they find out he is actually Santa Claus. So it confused me the first time I watched it, but it was a fun watch. I highly recommend it. So now that's all the good out of the way, now we're getting into the top 10, the best of the best. So let's get on to it. So coming in 10th place. Now this was pretty interesting for me. Scrooge with Bill Murray. This is probably like one of the darkest tellings of A Christmas Carol I've ever seen in a long time. I have the 83 one with George C. Scott, but I did not watch that this year. Could not get enough time. So yeah, it has like this dark telling of Ebenezer Scrooge, or Bill Murray's character, of how he's treating his staff. Then he realizes of what his life has been for the past of his life. It's you feel kind of sad for him, but really you just don't, because you treat it the way he treats his people that he cares about just not that good. But he's able to find a way to just fix it. So I just think it's really a good movie, great movie. I think it's fun. So coming in 9th place, some people might argue with me on this movie. Some people would say it's a Halloween movie. Some people would say it's a Christmas movie. I say this movie's both. The Nightmare Before Christmas. Yeah, I say it's a bit like on the horror side and a bit on the Christmas side. But I say it's both. I say it's both a Christmas and a Halloween movie at the same time. It's just where Jack Skellington just gets tired of the same stuff over and over and over again every single year until he finds Christmas Land, and then he tries to steal that idea and just try to be Santa Claus. Yeah, I think this is a fun movie. I first saw it in 2018, and I don't know why it took me that long to watch it. And then when I first watched it, I understand. Well, I did not watch this movie at the age of 4, so yeah, it makes sense, and yeah, it's a fun scare for the whole family, or great entertainment. Or it's a fun Christmas movie, let's just say, or a family movie. So coming in 8th place, this movie is a classic that I've seen a bunch of times, and that is White Christmas with Bing Crosby, Danny Kaye, Rosemary Clooney, and Vera Ellen. This movie, I just found amazing. It has a bunch of heart. It tells like this nice story of like how two captains of the Vietnam back in '44, and how they made their way into the top, and then they meet the Hanging Sisters, who played by Rosemary Clooney and Vera Ellen. Whew. Yeah, they are hot. Yeah, Rosemary and Vera are hot. So they team up together to help this captain of theirs that Bing Crosby and Danny Kaye's character, they are a lieutenant from 10 years ago, to try to get his stuff into business, and yeah, the ending is just amazing. So coming in 7th place is a classic to me, in my opinion, A Charlie Brown Christmas. What can I say? This movie's just fantastic. It has like a nice telling of just Charlie Brown not being half and half into the Christmas spirit. It's a fun movie. Just a fun little TV short. I say it's a good. So coming at 6th place, this is another TV special of How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the 1966 one, the good one, the better one. This TV special is a classic. Just, you guys gotta watch this one. It's such good. Even though it's like 30 minutes long, I don't get tired of it. Just tells a nice story. So coming in 5th place, now the last few are fantastic. Definitely in my top, definitely in the top rank. So coming in 5th place is It's a Wonderful Life. Now to me, like, when I first saw this movie, I was like, is this seriously called a Christmas movie? Because, like, basically, like, the third act in the movie is just takes place on Christmas Eve, while everywhere else it's just like somewhere between like January to like what October or something. I don't know. I don't know why people call it a holiday movie, but I could probably understand why. But yeah, I think it's such a fun movie with James Stewart and Donna Reed. Just I love this movie. Such a holiday favorite. Just highly recommend it. Coming in 4th place is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. This is such a fun movie with Chevy Chase, Beverly D'Angelo, Randy Quaid. Just such a fun time. Just I love these movies. I love this movie. Such a fun time for the holidays for all your families out there. It's just basically the Griswolds just having a hard time with Christmas, and if you guys ever seen the others, and you guys know what I mean, you'll understand what I mean. So coming in 3rd place, now I couldn't figure out which one is better, but I decided to make it a tie. So Home Alone 1 and Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. To me, these are all fantastic in my opinion. Just it's such a fun time with Macaulay Culkin as the leading role. Just fun movie with this kid being left home alone. Just trying to protect his house from robbers. And just with all the traps that he sets in the 3rd act. Such a fun time. And just same thing with the sequel. But except Macaulay Culkin's character is in New York. So he's trying to find his way into New York from the same two characters that he fought in the first movie. Which these double feature is a fantastic. Just Home Alone 1 and 2 are classics. Go watch them if you haven't. Now the second one, coming in 2nd place, is something that we could just come out to the coast. We'll get together, have a few laughs. But some people say that it's not a Christmas movie, it's an action movie. And some people will say, yes, it's an action movie, but it's a Christmas movie. To me, I say Die Hard is both a Christmas and an action movie. Just, oh my god, just, Bruce Willis's character, John McClane, just going to see his wife, at the Nakatomi Tower, but then it gets terrorized by this terrorist that is played by Alan Rickman. Just such a fun time. I just absolutely enjoyed it the first time I watched it. I mean, I couldn't watch it when I was a little kid because it's rated R. So basically, I watched it for the first time in 2017 or 2018, I'm not sure, but I absolutely love this movie. It's such a classic. I just highly recommend it. Such action, such fun. Now you're probably wondering, what's my number one? To me, my number one is such a... Hold on, give me a second. Yeah, this movie just needs no introduction, but it's just such a fun time for me. I absolutely loved it. I saw it the first time when I was a baby. Yes, a baby. I absolutely love this movie. Such a classic. My favorite Christmas movie of all time, The Polar Express. Oh my, I just love this movie. The animation that they did. Such fun, even though they could change up the faces that they have, like, look at Tom Hanks here. That's a little bit creepy, but hey, I don't care. The plot that they try to do is, like, introduce this character into, like, this whole train of people, but this kid here does not believe in Christmas. What? So a train arrives for him with a bunch of other kids arriving, going to the North Pole, and they just witness a whole bunch of stuff. Bunch of like tricks, puzzles. This is such a classic to me, in my opinion. I love this movie to my death. I will take this movie to the grave if I have to. So, that's it. That's my ranking of the 25 movies that I've seen. 25 Christmas movies that I've seen from the worst to best. This is such a fun time. I hope you guys enjoy this one. Make sure to leave your comments on what you guys think and your ratings for all your Christmas movies. So, thank you guys for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. And Merry Christmas.